So I don't think anybody's really done any reviews on these scooters. This is one of those Chinese electric scooters. Mine is a One Flash 7, but it goes by so many different names. The Fly 7, the whatever 7. There's so many different names for these exact scooters. These things are everywhere. Um, I guess I'll go through some pros and cons. The pros are it's got everything that it needs to be road legal. It's got headlights, horn, turn signals, speedometer, brake lights, everything. Mirrors. Um, you got lots of under seat storage. Actually, you get under seat storage. You can store stuff down here. You can even store an extra backup battery down here if you can find one. It's got the little shut-off switches, the circuit breakers for it. Mine specifically came with a rear trunk box as well. Cup holder, which is too small to fit anything really, except for like a Tropicana orange juice or a vape. And then that little cubby area down there. Mine, all brand new. These do have a Bluetooth speaker built into them, but I had to rip mine off because it started glitching out one day when it got a little wet. I was riding in the rain and it started glitching out and playing siren sound effects and shit, and it would not stop no matter what I did. So I had to take the Bluetooth controller and rip it off, which is why these wires are hanging here. Don't get any of this plastic in contact with brake fluid, because that will happen to it. This will happen to it. This will happen to it if you get it in contact with brake fluid. That is one of the cons of when I bought this thing. The rear brakes didn't work, so I put brake fluid in it. Some of the brake fluid dripped down and it started eating and deteriorating the plastic. I can't speak for the mirrors really, because these were just kind of like whatever mirrors. I had to duct tape this mirror to keep it from flopping around when I got it. I put this little phone holder on it aftermarket. Overall, it's been a great little scooter. It's electric. You just plug it in and charge it. It takes like 3 to 4 hours to charge fully. Maybe 6-7 hours if it's completely dead. I've had it for probably about 5 months. I bought it from a electric bike store in town. It's been great overall. Rear brakes, like I said, rear brakes don't work because there's a brake line leak. So you have to keep filling it up with brake fluid. The front brakes are taking the brunt of the fucking force, and they squeal like an old school bus when you stop. Fucking, it is like an ear-piercing fucking when you stop. The front brakes squeal so bad. This one, unlike a lot of others, does have the little roll cage, or not necessarily a roll cage, but like a crash bar with the little rear pegs that fold down, which is pretty nice. This thing really can't handle passengers that well unless the driver and the passenger are both really small, really light people. 2 fully grown men on this thing, it does not like that. It's got a OS motor in the back for a hub motor. It's not chain drive, it's got a hub motor, OS motor. And I did hit a bump pretty hard with this thing. There's a dent somewhere, you can see it right there. It has a small air leak in the rear tire, so I have to put air in the tire every couple days. But yeah, the pros, it's been a really good scooter. Like I said, you really can't hold much in that cup holder. I guess we'll go on to the cons now. I already spoke about the Bluetooth speaker, how I had to rip it off. Rear brake, you already know about the rear brake. Brake fluid, ate it up. Kind of fell apart on me a little bit. Hitting some stuff. I hit a curb there by accident, going up a wheelchair ramp. The throttle switch on it actually broke on me. So like the throttle spring does not return back to normal. So when you first turn it on, it tells you the mileage. It's got about 2,500 miles on it, you know, as translated to kilometers, because it does not tell you miles per hour. It's only in kilometers. When you first turn it on, it starts off in park mode. You can either hit this park button or hit the brakes. So if you hold the park button or hit the brakes, it turns off. There's a yellow jacket checking me out right now. The throttle return spring, if you see I just twist the throttle a little bit and let it go, it keeps going because the throttle return spring is broken. A lot of people said, oh, you can just replace that. You can just get a new cable, get a new throttle setup. You can't, because it's electronic. There's a potentiometer in here. You cannot get this part. You cannot get any parts for this scooter. And that's the biggest con about it. Tires and brake pads are about the only parts you can get for this scooter. That is it. And if you want to do anything else to this thing, you either have to buy another one for parts or figure it out yourself. The company that makes it, which is Fly 7 or the Fly e-bike company, these scooters are Chinese. They have a Chinese VIN number. You cannot register them in the United States. If you bring this title, they do not come with a title when you buy them. You cannot register these things in the United States. They do not have a title. They do not have a registrable United States VIN number. They have a VIN number right there. They do have a VIN number, and that's the Wuxi Sinotech Import Export, company. But you actually cannot register these things in the United States. They do not have a United States eligible VIN number. They do not come with a title. You cannot register them. That is one of the cons, and you cannot find parts for them at all. Brake pads and tires are about all as you can find. You can go onto the company website that makes these scooters, and you cannot find parts for them. The only way you can get parts for this thing is if you buy another one of these scooters and use it for parts. That is the biggest con of these scooters. Overall, though, it's a great scooter to have, but it's one of those things where you buy it and you just kind of drive it till the wheels fall off, and then once it's used up and burnt up, you throw it away. You can find rear motors, you can find tires, you can find brake pads, mirrors, maybe a trunk box if you need a replacement. That is really all you can find for these scooters. They do not have a parts market available because they come from a factory in China. Overall, though, besides that, it's been a great scooter. I like it. Second con, I don't know if I showed it, the turn signals in the front, they kind of stopped working. The right side works because it has LED turn signals in the front, so that's the right side. Or no, I'm sorry, the left side. It works. But if you put the right side turn signal on, you can see it kind of flickered for a second, but it really doesn't fully work. It kind of flickers on and off in the front. The back works just fine. It has incandescent signals in the back and LEDs in the front. I was thinking of kind of doing an LED turn signal delete where I just get rid of the LEDs and drill a small hole and put an incandescent bulb in the front so it's incandescent like the back. But also I want to upgrade the battery pack. It has 5 12-volt lead-acid AGM batteries down here, and you can take that little keyhole right there and take the ignition keys, and you could pull that whole battery pack out and charge it, or you could plug the battery pack in, leave it in the scooter, and then use this charging port right here with your charger and all that. But it has 5 lead-acid batteries in there. That whole battery pack probably weighs about 100 pounds. I can get 5 lithium-ion motorcycle batteries and rebuild that battery pack with a lighter, more powerful setup of batteries that would take this thing a lot farther and a lot faster. Probably upgrade the wheel motor in the back if I could find one. But other than that, I mean, it's a great little scooter. It's, it's not exactly a real scooter where it's got a gas motor and it can go really, really far and long distance. But, I mean, I've taken this thing about 20 miles. I put 2,500 miles on it since I've gotten it. And it's still working. So I give it a lot of props and kudos for that. For an $800 scooter, I paid $800 for this thing brand new. And, it's held up pretty well. I mean, I like this little scooter. I named it Tron Z. I've only ever seen one dude review a scooter like this, and he's called something the bike guy, T2 the bike guy on YouTube, I think he's called. And he reviewed a Fly 7 scooter, which was identical to this. It's exactly the same. The Fly 7 scooter is identical, carbon copy to this scooter. But yeah, I mean, other than that, yeah, it's a great little scooter. It's got its pros and cons. It's a Chinese cheap little scooter, but it definitely does the job. I took it down this fucking back road here, full of potholes, bouncing around like a fucking dirt bike, and it took it. I've taken this thing in trails where dirt bikes would normally go, and it took it just fine. The battery pack is the biggest flaw of this thing. It really needs a better battery pack. Even straight from the factory, they should not do these with lead acid. They should do them with lithium ion, because they're much lighter and much more powerful. And we got another yellow jacket checking me out. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a great little scooter. I like it. It's done me well. I don't like this kickstand at all. This kickstand sucks. I don't like that one. I like to use the big kickstand because, especially now with that throttle fucking problem, it'll drive itself off the kickstand. So I like to use this one because the rear wheel is off the ground. But yeah, Overall, I would totally, for the money, recommend a scooter like this, a little Fly 7 or Flash 7 or whatever. But if you really want a real scooter that'll get you long distance, I would not recommend this. I would recommend something like a Yamaha Vino or a Piaggio Vespa or a Honda, I think, Ruckus? I don't remember the name of the Honda scooter, but Suzuki Bergman 125. In terms of like an actual gas scooter, I would recommend something way different. But for an electric scooter, I would recommend this all the way. This is probably the best of an electric scooter from China you're going to get. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to give a little review of this scooter. This is my little Bubs, my little baby. And I take it everywhere. And yeah, I just wanted to put a review on it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I guess catch you in the next one.